So this guy went to a wedding in Williamsburg or in Borough Park, whatever it was, and he goes to this wedding and he's sitting at a table and like Chassidish weddings, so you don't have a seating place. It's just everyone sits down wherever you want to sit, and they serve the chicken and you eat your chicken and that's it. It's not like table for the chassan, table for the no, they don't have that. Anyway, so this person who calls me, he says, I want to tell you a story that you should understand how Hashem runs the world, and that a person doesn't have to have a murder that whatever they need, they're going to get. So I said, what's the story? He says, so they're cleaning off the table, and what they do is they give everyone chicken, kugel, whatever it is, you eat your plate, then they clean up the whole table, they push all the tables to the wall, and then you dance, and that's it, the party's over. So they go ahead, and this guy's at the table, and a boy walks in, and he's very late. So the table's clean. Everyone, only chicken bones. Everyone ate already, whatever it is. So, but the boy's very hungry, so he sits down. This guy knew the boy. The boy looked at him. He looked at the boy. Whatever. There's no chicken on the table. So the boy goes to the kitchen. He's hungry. He goes to the kitchen. He comes out with a plate of a hot piece of chicken on a plate. He sits down. He says, "Are there any forks, knives? They're all dirty. They're all dirty." So he gets up, and this guy's sitting here. So now there's an empty chair with a plate of chicken and kugel. Okay? The boy gets up to go find a fork and a knife. He looks at the tables that are right there. There's no fork and a knife. So he figures he'll go into the kitchen where they're cleaning stuff. He'll get a clean fork and knife. So he goes to the kitchen, clean fork and knife, and a guy walks in who's starving, sees, oh, nobody ate the chicken, an empty seat. Guy sits down with this guy's chicken sitting there, right? He's in the kitchen. The guy who walks in thinks, Hashem, you're the best. I'm starving, and I walked into a hot plate of chicken, and there's nobody sitting there. God, you're amazing, right? And he also looks for a knife and a fork. But there's no knife and a fork on the table. But he goes that's what happens. Some people look for something, you don't see it. 2 tables away, there's a knife and a fork clean. Maybe they weren't clean. He took them anyway, but the story is that they were clean, right? He takes the knife and the fork, he sits down, he starts eating this kid's chicken, not knowing that the kid put the chicken there, thinking, Hashem, I walked in and the whole place, there's not one chicken. And I walked in and there's an empty seat and a chicken. He's thinking, Hashem, you're amazing. Kid comes walking out of the kitchen, and there's a guy sitting, it's like the 3 beers, right? There's a guy sitting at the table eating his chicken. And he's thinking, what should I do now? Should I tell him he stole my chicken? But how should the guy know that you got off the chair, whatever it is, right? How would someone know that? So the boy was a good boy, so he didn't say anything. But he looked at the guy that called me, and he looked at him and he was like, how come you didn't want to protect my chicken? Right? So he said, I'm not getting involved with your chicken. Like, the guy sat down, wasn't supposed to tell him somebody else's chicken, whatever it was. So this guy called me, he says, this boy was hungry and he ended up going, he went to the kitchen and he got another piece of chicken. So it's not like he went home starving. He got another piece of chicken, he found a seat somewhere on a different table and he ate it. He says, first of all, the chesed of the boy that he didn't say anything to the guy, like, excuse me, did you see this piece of chicken? Right? The guy would have said, what do you want? There was an empty seat, you weren't here. I didn't take your chicken from you while you're sitting here. But he said, you see how Hashem prepares something for someone, that this kid had to come, get chicken for himself, but it ended up being for the other person. And both of them ended up, that even a piece of chicken, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is hashgacha pratis. That's what he wanted to say. Even on your chicken, there's hashgacha pratis. That this guy walked in and the other guy, if the other guy wouldn't have looked for chicken or sat at a different table or found the fork and knife where this guy found the fork and knife, which was only 2 tables away, if he would have seen the 2 tables away, he would have sat down and ate, the guy would have walked in, he would have had no chicken, no place to sit, nothing. Hashgacha pratis, I think I said to him, that is a good story. That is a good story. If you're supposed to get something, you're going to get it.